Nvidia's in a climb back spot as we close at 178.88. We are right around that support level that is held up numerous times, being a very strong spot. So, are we going to get the bounce here and continue to correct from such a harsh movement that we've seen recently, or is that continued seller narrative going to continue here as we see the sellers push the stock down very sharply? Quickly taking you guys to the weekly, we have a very strong stock overall, guys, with smaller pullbacks and faster corrections to the upside, and that's what we see here. Really strong movement to the upside as of recently, and we're seeing a smaller pullback. So, absolutely nothing to be fearful in the long term picture of things as we still hold in a very strong ascending profile. And we flip it back to the daily, guys. We've seen a ton of buying pressure. We see this candle with a ton of buyers buying back up. So, that tells us the sellers try to push us under this spot here considerably, right around that 172 level. And we bought it all the way back up in the same day, correcting and really holding at that support level, roughly around that 179 level. And that's held up for a bit of time, guys. We've seen that that was a range where the sellers try to step in and push us under here, but we held up really strongly. We see each candle being a day here, around a week and a half of price action hanging out there before flushing downwards. And once we really found this ascending profile leading to another break of that spot, we came back down to test it and it held up very nice, leading to the sharp movement to the upside, guys, hitting 212, being a very sharp move given how Nvidia usually moves. That was around a 17% move to the upside, in which we found a mirroring correction coming all the way back down, but still bouncing at that spot. So you got to feel pretty good about that spot, guys. That is a very strong and back tested support level where we could be seeing the buyers buy back up after such a sharp day to the downside. Now, we can't ignore this price action. This was a very sharp move to the downside with sellers not complete control. When you see a solid bar like that, it means the sellers were in control for that whole day, and it closed very strongly, engulfing the last week roughly of price action and bringing us right down to that support level. But it's also nice to see the buying pressure here as the sellers continue to try to stay in that narrative, but there's a ton of liquidity and buyers stepping up, getting us back within this range. If we flip onto the hourly, guys, we see we were in this little pennant getting tight, and the sellers did break us down quickly, find that support level, bring us back up, gap up, and try to recover. It's when Nvidia had earnings, guys, right? So everything was kind of going down the overall market. Nvidia had that earnings spike, brought us up in the pre-market or after hours, I should say, and really nice movement in after hours, guys. From here, we went up around $7 to $8 after hours and led us to a possible continuation. But then right away, guys, we saw the seller step in here and bring us all the way back down from where we had that nice gap up after hours. And from there, couldn't really hold that 183 being that support level that we were holding up at. And it's brought us back down and actually used that exact spot as resistance. But what did hold up was this support around 179.20, recorrecting from this sharp continuation to the downside and buying back up. So we've seen a bit of back and forth with the general narrative being to the downside, guys, but Nvidia is still in a pretty short-term nice spot to go ahead and get that balance. If we look at the overall market SPY here quickly, guys, we've seen the exact same thing happen, right? That very harsh day of selling pressure, but then we see an indecisive candle with the buyers trying to find that balance. And we're actually in that nice exact level where we need that bounce for the overall market SPY, right around that 650, 250, right? Bouncing there a couple times and back testing it here, back testing it here. So if we can get the bounce, we're looking for a nice possible move trending to the upside as there's been a very sharp move. So if we correct that, guys, that would be ideal to look out for regaining levels like 662. As there has been attempts back up, we see one right here after some sharp movement to the downside, attempt back up, gap up, continue, but we get shot down again, creating a lower high. We get brought back down to that exact position and further after trying to find another bounce. And now we really need a bounce to go ahead and shift the structure of what's going on, right? If we see another quick reversal, right, smaller bounce back up, quick reversal, we're going to be bearish here, looking for levels like 641 on SPY, the overall market. And the same goes for Nvidia, right? If we cannot hold this spot, get a smaller bounce up, retest the downside, break under, you'd be looking at levels like 171 and 165 being a pretty sharp decline, as Nvidia has been a very strong moving stock as of recent times. So we've had a lot of downside in the market. So for short-term traders, be cautious. The bottom could be lower here, but this is definitely a nice spot where we could find the bounce. And the absolute bottom I see Nvidia going is around that 165 before that ultimate correction, still being a smaller pullback in the grand scheme of things. So I'll do it for today, guys. Let me know your price predictions in the comments for Nvidia, both short and long term. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more content just like this one. As always, guys, trade smart. I'll see you all in the next one.